Shut up and sit down.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the Vicious Sports. I'm your host, Mr. Main Event himself, the authentic, never duplicated success in Vicious, and we're going to watch in Kansas City now. Thank you for that, cutting on the music, Wade. Before we get into this week's show, folks, the Main Event Network is growing. We have a new member to the family, Sam on Wrestling. Guys, welcome to the family. On behalf of everyone else from the Main Event Network, allow me to fully welcome you. And trust me, the initiation is not as painful as the interns would like to make it believe. At least not if you're not in the intern program, which you guys aren't, so you're good. But either way, welcome to the family. Check them out. They are on Twitter, Sam on Wrestling. They also have a YouTube page, Sam on Wrestling. Don't be afraid to check them out. Hopefully, after you get done watching this episode, though, you know, I'm just saying now. Before we get into the show, I want to remind everyone, we here are WWE Shop affiliates. So what that means is, if you are listening to this in audio form, all you got to do is go into the description tab, click the link down below. Or if you're watching the video, you see that QR code right up there on screen. Yeah, right there, right up there. You scan that QR code. It takes you to WWE Shop. You make whatever purchase on whatever item you want on there, like the soon-to-be-released El Grande Americano Numero Uno shirt, or a Jey Uso Yeet shirt, or maybe something for mommy for Mother's Day. You know, easy enough. You make whatever purchase you want, and what that entails is that we here at the Vicious Studios receive a small, nominal commission for each purchase. And folks, I'm probably going off the reservation giving you this little bit of info, but if you have any discount codes, if you have any gift cards, if you have anything to help save you a few dollars, you could still use all of those while using our link. So again, scan the QR code, click the link, make a purchase, help us make this better for you. Thank you. So now that we're done doing our shilling, let's switch gears and talk about last week via the SmackDown Rewind and the big highlights from last week's SmackDown. It starts out with the 17-time world champion John Cena comes out again, going into the idea of less is more. All he does, no big running around jumping, yeah, we're working here tonight, Stu. None of that. Just comes out, has the title on, pulls out his towel, last time's now, puts it behind him, and just walks. Just walks. The Tron doesn't have anything flashy on it. It just says John Cena 17X. It is so freaking great because of the fact of less is more. That's why it's so great. Because everyone else has got this big flashy screens, the pyro, they're all hyped up and energetic, and he just comes out like, yeah, hey, here I am. Alright, let's go. So Cena's out there, and then next thing you know, out comes one Randy Orton, who comes down, gets on the mic, and basically, you know, John, this is a bit of a, feel like I'm almost in Bizarro World almost. I'm a good guy, you're a bad guy. Wow, who would have ever saw that coming? Now listen, John, I know, I get it. You've got a lot of anger, you got a lot of aggression, and I'm here to tell you right now, I know the secret. I know the secret on how to fix this. All you got to do to help simmer yourself down, all you got to do is just have a kid, man. I had one, and man, I cooled down immediately. Like you wouldn't believe. I wound up becoming a role model. I had to set an example for somebody. You have a kid, you're married, you have a very lovely wife, you two have a kid, settle down, have a family, and you'll be right on track. Next thing you know, John, with a very mean, angry, almost boo-boo face, like, how dare you? How dare you child shame me because of the fact that I do not have a kid? And all I could think is, well, not so much what I could think, but it was, I don't know about anyone else, but my timeline on my Twitter wound up blowing up like the 4th of July with people doing, oh, it's finally somebody is saying something about men not having kids. It's so great to finally see that, blah, 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 blah. No. Listen. I'm probably breaking a few guy rules here saying this part, but this is the gospel truth. A lot of guys bust each other's balls on that stuff when it's just us guys. We don't put that shit out in the open amongst each other. Unlike some catty other people that I'm not going to mention. Because what we'll do, we'll fuck around with each other and be like, you ain't got no kids yet? No. What's the matter? You shit ain't working down there or something? You know, you need some pills or whatever? We'll do that kind of stuff. And I'm not even saying that's locker room talk. No, that's just regular, normal, everyday, like if I was walking with a dude down the block talk. That's the gospel truth. And men, if you want to come at me for breaking any man laws, by all means, I will fully accept them. I will fully accept the judging. However, do not be mad if I argue against it. Now with that said, back to the lecture at hand. Cena goes on talking about on how he raised multiple generations of kids growing up, working all of those years, working for 20 odd years, you know, having to raise that one, even that one. Oh yeah, that's real mature, kid. Yeah, having a 6-year-old flip me off and giving me the bird. Yeah, that's real mature. That's setting a good example as a parent right there. I was their parent. I was more of a parent for them than their actual parents. But you, just like everyone else, want me to go and do what you people want instead of letting me get to do what I want. This is why I'm the 17-time champion, because I'm doing what I want now, and I'm going to ruin professional wrestling. And then we get the nail on the head. Then we get the point where Randy gets mad at John and says, now, listen, you say you want to ruin pro wrestling. Well, no. You see, I gotta say something on that, because you see, pro wrestling has done nothing but provide for me. Provide for my family. Everything my father ever did. Every meal my father ever got us. Every shirt, every pair of pants, the roof over my head as a kid. All of that came from pro wrestling. Everything that I provide my kids comes from pro wrestling. Every meal they eat, every shirt, every pair of pants, every day they get to go to school, all came from pro wrestling. But you want to ruin that? No, you think I'm going to stand by and let you go and ruin something that has fed and taken care of me and my family? No way, shape or form. So you know what? I said it before to Cody, but I'm going to say it to you now. I am a former 14-time world champion. I'm looking for number 15. So John, what do you say you and me, we do it one more time? John Cena then. You and me. John Cena versus Randy Orton. Yeah, how about this? You and me right here, right now. No. What I will do, though, is give you a match. It'll be at Battleground. It'll be, or not Battleground, I'm sorry, Backlash. Yeah. It's in St. Louis, your hometown. Which is fitting because I want you to fight at your very best so your family can see you fall and fail. And then, exchange of fists. Cena has the title, gets ready to go and clock Randy with it. He misses. Randy then, boom, pops him with an RKO. Stands over Cena holding the title in his hand. Yeah, bing, bang, boom, that segment's done. So the other highlights from SmackDown was we had a Women's United States Championship match. We had Chelsea Green going against Zelina Vega. Whew, lordy, lordy. This was a good match. And I gotta tell you, I was all happy and good with the ending because your winner and new Women's United States Champion, Zelina Vega. And she's paid her dues, man. She's a good wrestler, she's a good draw, and not only that, she's a solid worker. Why not? Why not? So, more power to her. Congratulations to her. I'm happy for her. Now, after that, we wound up seeing Aleister Black make his return to WWE with his old NXT entrance, the "No man is ever truly good, no man is ever truly evil" kind of entrance, which, oh damn, that's good. So, all for that, he came out, gave Miz a black mask because Miz was out there cutting a promo, which is going to lead to a match this Friday coming up. So, definitely looking forward to that. Always happy to see a little happy, loving couple get to have a moment. Zelina got her title. Aleister Black made his return. Oh, so lovely. I always love seeing that kind of stuff. Anyways, next match, we had they called it a championship eliminator, but this is supposed to be like a number one contenders match. It was Drew McIntyre against LA Knight. Yeah, dummy. Yeah, let me talk to you. And this was a good match. I really dug this match. You know, no bones about it. If you haven't figured it out by now, yes, I am an LA Knight fan. I am a big LA Knight fan. I've been a fan of his since his time in TNA as Eli Drake, before he wound up winning the world championship there. And when he did win the world championship there, my God, you'd have thought I won the Powerball on how happy I was to see and hear that news. You know? But I digress. Good match between them both. I really dug it. It ended in a DQ though because Priest came up out of nowhere, attacked Drew, ref called for the bell. Next thing you know, it was a brouhaha brawl. It ended with Jacob Fatu showing up out of nowhere, wrecking everyone around him, literally being the last man standing, holding the U.S. title up in arms, still the reigning U.S. champ. No definitive announcement on who the number one contender is yet, so if I had to guess, maybe a triple threat between Priest, McIntyre, and Knight to see who's going to be the new number one contender for the U.S. title. You know, that's always that's my possibility. Now, we also had the main event match for SmackDown, which I gotta say is hands down definitely in a contendership for, it is without a doubt, this match what went without having an argument to be a match of the year contender. Triple threat TLC tag team match. Had the Street Profits defending their tag titles against the Motor City Machine Guns and DIY. Which, on an unrelated note, can we all have a moment of silence, please, for Tommaso Ciampa having to shave his beard due to an unforeseen injury on his chin? Thank you. So sad to see a good beard go. Anyways, really great match. Oh my God. Like I said, this is hands down a match of the year contender. If this isn't in your argument for a match of the year, I don't know what would be. And there was a lot of good action, a lot of good storytelling, and probably the biggest high spot of the night for me was out of nowhere, Montez Ford went over, got a fan's prosthetic leg, and used it as a weapon. Only in pro wrestling can you say, I beat somebody up using a prosthetic leg. You don't hear anything about that in football. You don't hear anything about that in soccer. You don't hear nothing about that in hockey. And you sure as hell ain't gonna hear that in baseball. So yeah, pro wrestling, man. That's what I say. Pro wrestling is freaking wild and I love every minute of it. So with that said, that is it for SmackDown. So let's get into this week's show. Raw in KC. It starts out with one Seth Elizabeth Rollins, because his middle name is freaking damn it. Out with Mind Savior Paul Heyman and his guard dog, the big bad booty nephew himself, Bron Breakker. And Seth, he came out, cut a short promo emphasizing what happened. He beat CM Punk at WrestleMania. And in doing so, he robbed Punk of his best friend. He beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, and thereby robbing him of his tribal chief. Now the future of this industry runs through me. So if anyone has any questions on it, by all means, feel free to say something now. Then we hear, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. And then, ole, Sami Zayn comes out. Sami comes out, Seth, listen, man, I want to talk to you. What's up? What's going on with all this, man? Because, I don't get it. For a while, I started to believe you. I really thought that, you had an issue and wanted things to change. But here you are doing the exact same thing that you complained about. You made arguments. You stood on the soapbox and argued against Roman and the bloodline. And look at you now. This is not the bloodline. This is different than the bloodline. This is exactly like the bloodline. And now, if anyone would know that, it's me, of all people, Seth. Now, I want you to think about this. What's the one thing that the bloodline and you have in common right now? That's him right there, referring to Paul Heyman. And you need to tell him right there, referring to Bron Breakker, if he keeps on looking at me like that, I'm going to kick his face off. So, then we get, and you just see Bron just looking like a guard dog ready to pounce. All he's doing is just waiting for the call. But, Seth, now listen, Sami, you're a good friend of mine. You are. You are a good friend. You're a great friend. And I love you, man. So I'm going to give you an ultimatum. You're either with us or you're against us. Now, I know this is a lot to take in. So I'm going to give you until the end of the night. I don't need an answer right away. I'm going to give you until the end of the night. And we see little segments during the course of the show where Sami's thinking about it, and even Paul Heyman goes over and gives him, listen, I know this is a lot to take in, but I just want you to understand, I'm here to help you. I'm here for you. And I'm here to deliver a message. Seth is offering you an ultimatum. You go to SmackDown. You just go with SmackDown. You do your thing there. We will take care of everything here and run the house here. Now, we've already talked to Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis. They will give you that trade. And not only that, we've even sweetened the pot. You go over to SmackDown, and you are guaranteed a championship title match against whoever wins between John Cena and Randy Orton. So that's on there for you, Sami. Just please, I love you, Sami. I don't want to see you get hurt. I don't want to see you get caught in any of this. Take the offer. Okay? And then Paul goes off. we'll get to the final answer at the moment because it leads into the last match of the night. But for right now, let's talk about the first match of the night. Rhea Ripley going against the prodigy Roxanne Perez. And, you know, between Roxanne showing up last week, having a match this week, I think it's fairly obvious, yeah, Roxy's getting a call up. They're just doing this to slowly integrate her, since she's still finishing up stuff on NXT. So, before anyone goes to make any report, or not even before, because I know a couple dirt sheet people are saying, well, it's being reported, it's reported that Roxanne Perez is going to be, is now officially on the Raw brand. Duh! Other breaking news. The sky is blue. Just wait until next week when they report grass is green. I can't stand dirt sheets. Anyways, Rhea versus Roxanne. I dug the match. It was good action. Rhea, she was leading with what appeared to be a bum leg, or not I guess you could say a bum leg. She was kind of walking around with it being limp, like it was bad, like it was hurt, like kind of like she tweaked it, so to say. Because Roxy, she was working it for a bit, and at one point you'd see Rhea, she did a Razor's Edge, the Crucifix Powerbomb, went to go pin, and when she went to pin, she actually, one arm hooked the leg, and the other arm she hooked her knee, and I love the fact that Cole even acknowledged. Now she grabbed her knee so she wasn't able to put her whole weight down for the pin, and that gave Roxanne the opportunity to kick out. I loved that. Now, match, unfortunately, it ended in a DQ when Julia showed up and attacked Rhea, and then it became a 2-on-1 where Julia and Roxanne were beating up on Rhea until Io showed up. Io helped clear house, and then Io took to saying she's going to take care of business between Julia and Roxanne on NXT on Tuesday. So, again, much like with Roxanne, same reports were going on about Julia. I definitely see Julia being called up, and I definitely can see Julia being a contender for Io right off bat, because them two, I could definitely see a good match going on between them two. Next up, we had tag team number 1 contender match, the War Raiders going against Finn Balor and JD McDonagh. Now, before the match, there was a little talk with the Judgment Day was having some conversations, and Finn was asking JD, how come you didn't tell me you were coming back? Well, I called Dom to congratulate him, and when I did, he asked how I was doing. I told him I was cleared, and then he asked me to come in, and it just happened so fast, man. I thought you knew. No, it's okay. And then Liv jumped in and interrupted. So you guys ready for so Finn, you all set for your match? What match? Well, and then Liv wound up saying, well, now that you and JD are back, I was thinking that you guys deserve to get a shot at your tag titles again. So we talked it over, and we got his match set up against the War Raiders, and the winners go to challenge the New Day for the tag titles. And so Finn's like, okay, that's cool. Just do me a favor, guys. Clue me in from now on. Make sure I know. So, with the lack of communication going on to Finn, it's still fairly certain that Finn's going to wind up getting the boot and kicked out of Judgment Day. It's just a matter of when, not if. Excuse me. So as far as the match went, the Raiders, they were leading into the start. They were leading throughout the entire match, but I will say this, it was good to see JD back, especially after when he got injured, because, again, the dude literally busted a rib and punctured his lung in the middle of a match and still finished it. And then a couple months later, on an interview, explained that all he did was just feel like he got a little out of breath, like he couldn't get a full breath of air. Like who? Feel like can't catch a full breath of air? It's a little weird. And then went and explained on how they'd go and do the work to make sure to help re-inflate the lung. And dude's got balls on balls. He's a hell of a trooper for all that. I give him mad credit for going through all that. But good match. It came to an end when Carlito threw in an apple to go and distract the ref, and then started arguing with the referee. And as he's doing that, JD's going up to the top to go and do something to one of the Raiders, to Eric, I believe. That's right. And as he's doing that, then Penta shows up out of nowhere, tosses JD off. Payback for last week with the Intercontinental match. And then Raiders then scoop up JD and then boom, hit him with the War Machine for the 1, 2, 3. So your winners and new number 1 contenders, the War Raiders. Next up, we have Ivy Nile against Stephanie Vaquer, and wow. This was a good match also with seeing Steph do this, and I dug it. I could see the little connections because she's from Chile, so she's a luchadora, and with Chad Gable still having issues with all the luchadors out there except for El Grande Americano, because he's a big El Grande fan. I've looked into El Grande's history, and seeing his match against Blue Demon, and as well as a match against him and Mil Mascaras, it is legendary. His matches right there rival, I dare say, the matches Pat Patterson had at Rio de Janeiro to win the first Intercontinental Championship. Yeah. That said, though, back to Steph and Ivy, really good match. Both girls really did shine. I liked on how they were doing good solid groundwork with each other. And man, I could hear thousands upon thousands of fanboys all over the world just doing a "should have been me" when Steph did the Devil's Kiss twice to Ivy. Because, that's all I could see is just everyone just looking like, God, that should have been me. That could have been me. Yeah, I just thought that was funny. But either way, it was a good match. It came to an end. Ivy wound up getting hit. She was going onto the rope. She got pulled down by doing a dragon screw. And then Steph wound up hitting Ivy with the SVD. Cole said it was. So, yeah. Also, want to make a note, some promos that happened that were of note. One, Jey Uso and Logan Paul got face-to-face with each other. So, if I had to guess, we're going to get Jey and Logan in a title match relatively soon. Excuse me. Also, we wound up seeing Pat McAfee get on the mic and issue a challenge to Gunther at Backlash. So, I'm going to just say this. I don't get the issue. What issue do people have with Pat McAfee on commentary? I like him because he comes off as a fan. No different than me or you or any other random person that's making a show. Any other kind of wrestling show, and we do our own commentary. You know? I don't see the issue on it. Just because, he may not be the most elegant guy out there. But hey, iron sharpens iron. Him being the way he is has actually forced Cole to up his game and made him better. Because let's rewind the clock back 10 years ago, and all things considered, I'd rather have the Michael Cole that's on commentary now compared to the Michael Cole that was on commentary in 2015. Yeah. So, now that that's been addressed, now we come to the main event of the night. It was one Sami Zayn going against Bron Breakker, and this came to be because Seth came out, asked Sami for his answer, and said, Sami, listen, man, it could be all yours. You go over, you go to SmackDown, you get a world title shot, you get what you finally wanted, a world heavyweight championship. It's right there for you. All you have to do is just go. Just go and leave. Let me handle Raw. Let me mold it into my image. And all of what you wanted is yours. Sami then proceeds to go off on him like, you know better than anyone. That is the one thing that has eluded me my entire WWE career. The one thing I want more than anything is to be WWE World Champion. And I will become a WWE World Champion one day. I swear I will. But I refuse. I refuse to be a World Champion if it was being given to me under those circumstances. No way. Now, you know me, Seth. You know me better than most people. When your daughter was born, I was one of the first people you called. I just had a kid myself. And we're our kids, they're the best of friends. They hang out together, they play together. We do this stuff. We're buddies. But Seth, I'm not doing this. No, because you know me, and you know the one thing about me is I refuse to ever walk away from a problem. And this right here is a problem. And then Seth, okay. He didn't do the snap, I just did that for dramatic effect, but did that, next thing you know, you hear the sirens, and then Bron comes out. So, as far as this match went, wow. Now, Sami, he was leading the pace at the beginning, going up into the commercial break, and then post-commercial break, Bron put Sami Zayn on the ass end of an ass kicking, and good God almighty. The ref had to actually call for a referee stoppage because Bron hit, I think, 3 or 4 super spears on Sami. And then after that, Seth just in there with Bron, and then runs over, boom, hits him with a curb stomp, and then ends it. And then you see executive producers Paul Levesque, Lee Fitting, Seth standing there with Bron, Paul, and just then boom, fade to black. Beautiful, freaking beautiful, loved it. So, with that said, folks, that is it for this week's show. So, like all normal, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Go back, watch some of the other episodes when you can if you're listening to this on audio. Check us out. Our primary station is Spotify. We are trying to build the audio platform. Thank you to LFC Lingerie Fighting Championship. They're a contributor to the show. A little bit of wrestling, a little bit of MMA, and a lot of attractive women wearing a little bit of nothing. Also, check out whatamaneuver.net for some vicious rants apparel like what I got on. T-shirts, tanks, women's tees, toddler tees, baby onesies, long sleeves, perfect gift for somebody you love or hate, or a shirt to give to Goodwill so you can hold on to your stuff. Also, folks, don't forget to check out these cats right out on the Twitter, DSB_IV, main event _net, the Main Event Wrestling Network Twitter page. Also, make sure you check out the Main Event Network's YouTube page, Sergeant Curry Pants, 3 Cat Thursday, D-Dryer 1986. And folks, like I always tell you, if you love me, great. You hate me, well,
Shut up and sit down.
fuck yous.